The Denver Broncos have named Teddy Bridgewater their starting quarterback. He's won the job over the starting quarterback they had last year, Drew Lock. And I got two minds about this. On one hand, it's kind of weird. I go, the quarterback battle was closer than I thought it would have been. I think Teddy is slightly better of a quarterback than Drew Lock. But I figured that if the competition was close at all, I thought the Broncos were going to end up playing Drew Lock rather than Teddy Bridgewater because Drew Lock has a bigger arm. He's got more potential. He's younger. And unlike Teddy Bridgewater, there's potential that Drew Lock could become Denver's long-term answer at quarterback. Now, I do admit Teddy Bridgewater is slightly better. He's a slightly better quarterback, but it's marginal. The gap is very, very small. And so here's how I make sense of it. Here's how I interpret the thinking by the Denver Broncos to be. I don't think Denver cares about long-term right now. And I kind of get it because Denver has this incredible stacked roster. They've got a great defensive line. They have great defensive players everywhere. They've got a ton of receiving weapons. They've got a running back. They've got a good offensive line. They've got this great team, and I don't believe the Broncos want to miss out on it. They've got fear of missing out. They're like, all we need is a quarterback to make plays and not screw it up because we got this great team ready to win. And so I think that's the attitude in Denver. And if Teddy is slightly better, maybe not way better, but even gives them a slightly better opportunity to win a bunch of games and make a deep run, I think the attitude is, hey, we'll take it. That's good enough for me. We'll move on. Whatever gets us closest to maximizing our potential works for me. And I really don't think people understand literally how good the Denver Broncos roster is. I mean, listen to their receiving core alone. They have Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant, a tight end who's about to be a star, Tim Patrick. They got Melvin Gordon at running back. Their defense is stacked. Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, Kyle Fuller, Pat Surtain, Ronald Darby, Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons. It goes on and on and on. People do not understand. A lot of people look at the Denver Broncos losing a lot of games last year and go, oh, they suck. What do you mean they're good? Well, they had a bunch of injuries. They didn't have a real quarterback. With good quarterback play and not decimating injuries all over the place, the Denver Broncos are poised to be incredibly good as a football team. They could make a deep run. Now, here's a really, really fun thought in all of this, is that for Teddy Bridgewater, this is a massive shot at redemption. For a very brief period after the 2015 season, Teddy Bridgewater was a Minnesota Vikings starting quarterback. He led them to an 11-5 season. They won the NFC North. They actually beat the Green Bay Packers. They won their division. They made the playoffs. It was great. Everything was really, really good in Minnesota. And Teddy Bridgewater was viewed as their franchise quarterback. He was the long-term future in Minnesota. And then in 2016, he had this horrific knee injury, didn't play at all, was a backup in 2017. Then he played for the Jets. He backed up Drew Brees in New Orleans for a little bit. Last year, Teddy Bridgewater was the quarterback in Carolina. The team there wasn't very good. And I say all that to tell you that Teddy really has not had very many good opportunities to be a quarterback in the NFL recently. So in Denver, this is the best chance Teddy Bridgewater is probably ever going to get in the NFL, where his team is stacked, and maybe what he can do is show, this is what could have been had I never gotten hurt, had I really been given a shot to grow into my potential in Minnesota, have a good team built around me. Remember, they were a good roster. They won their division. And Teddy was not the best part of that team in 2015. Imagine if Teddy hadn't gotten hurt and had time to grow and develop what he could have been. And so if you're the kind of person like me who likes alternate history or likes to think of what could have been, we might get to see what could have been in Denver this year with Teddy Bridgewater. Personally, I would not bet on Teddy doing amazing. I think he's a very limited quarterback. He's got an average arm. He's a decent decision maker. But they're also, I don't want to discount the fact that there is a small chance where, and the story would be amazing, there is a chance here that it could be like Kurt Warner getting the opportunity he had in Arizona, where Teddy Bridgewater comes in. I think it's his 8th year in the NFL. So later in his career, never really done what we thought he might be able to after that 2015 season. And this is the best roster Teddy Bridgewater is ever going to play on. So I'm not too invested, but I have this fun, glimmer of hope that maybe we can see magic happen and Teddy Bridgewater can go on a deep playoff run with the Denver Broncos. I would love to see that. We saw Nick Foles win a Super Bowl. So if Nick Foles can win a Super Bowl, I would imagine Teddy Bridgewater can. And I mean, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. But the key here is they've got a really, really good football team. And Teddy doesn't have to do that much. He has to manage games, make a couple throws when he needs to. It's doable there. He's got to play well. And I think there's a opportunity here, a small, thin chance that magic could happen in Denver with their amazing roster led by their quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater.